There's a cat outside the window. Come, my child. Hi guys, I'm Kat and welcome back to my channel. So the other day I was talking to my boyfriend about one of his friends coming over to his house to just chill, have a creative session because they're both artists, they both draw, and he was telling me about how his friend's wife doesn't like it when he draws naked women. And it's because, and there was really no specific reason why she doesn't like it, she just doesn't. So when he's at home, he can't draw the way that he properly wants to draw versus when he's somewhere else. Which is weird and confusing to me because I don't understand why it would be a bad thing for him to draw naked ladies, because in my opinion, the female form, no matter the size, shape, or color, is one of the most beautiful things in the entire world. And we, as women are some of the most creative, incredible people, and we have some of the most creative, just amazing energy about ourselves. And so I don't understand why she wouldn't like it if he did draw naked women, which part of me, I guess, can understand because it might make her feel insecure. She might think that, you know, he's comparing her to these women. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it is what I think, which is basically that the female form is very beautiful. I burped. Excuse me. And while we were talking, I just couldn't help but think, man, I'm not like your typical girl. I'm different than a lot of ladies in the world, and you know, sometimes I don't notice it. I don't realize it until something comes up that makes me realize that I'm different than most of the women that I know. Not most of the women in the world, because I don't know every woman in the world, but most of the women I know, I'm different. I'm the weird one. And as we had this conversation, the first thing I asked was, why? Because I don't understand that. Because my boyfriend likes to draw naked ladies too, and I have no issue with that. I have no qualms with that. And just by thinking about that, it makes me realize that I'm not your typical girl. I'm different than a lot of girls. And I don't realize it until something comes up that most women or significant others don't like. And it's really interesting and cool, not to toot my own horn, but it's kind of cool of me. For example, strip clubs. Like, for serious, like, on my bucket list, if I can find my bucket list, I'll show you, but on my bucket list, it says, and I am dead serious, that I want a lap dance from a beautiful naked lady. And I know here in Utah, fully naked strippers or exotic dancers isn't a thing, so I'll have to go to Vegas or something. But I want a lap dance from a beautiful naked woman. And I don't know. And the thing is, like, a lot of people are going to ask me, are you bi? Are you a lesbian? No. I honestly don't categorize myself under any sexuality, so no. I just appreciate the female form. I think that females are beautiful and they're very gorgeous. And also, what goes with that is a lot of women don't like it, or significant others don't like it, when their significant other goes to a strip club. And that could go with, you know, insecurity, comparing them to that, thinking that they don't get off sexually to them. Which, you know, I guess I can understand, but I don't understand that personally with my relationship, because when I go to a strip club, which I will, this is going to happen one day, he's going to be there with me along with a bunch of other people, and you bet your bottom dollar that he's going to be getting a lap dance by a pretty naked lady too. I'm not going to have him just stand there and watch, which I don't think he'd mind, but I'm not going to have him stand there and watch where a pretty naked lady is all lap dancing all around me. I'm going to want him to have one too, because, you know, I want him to have the experience too. And so I don't understand why some women don't like it when their significant others go to strip clubs, because all they're doing is looking at pretty naked ladies and giving them dollars. Like, you can't really touch them. You can't really touch the stripper. You'll get in trouble. And also, side note, to me, exotic dancing is like an art form. I think it's a beautiful art form. Like, the amount of strength and endurance it takes to be doing what they do on that pole is freaking incredible. And I hate the fact that a lot of people think that exotic dancers are whores or lazy or something, because some exotic dancers become exotic dancers because they make bank and that's what they have to do, and some do it just because that's what they want to do with their lives. And if they want to be someone who dances naked on a pole, then they should do whatever they want to do. But to me, it's an actual like art form, and I don't think a lot of people actually think about how much work and dedication and endurance and strength goes in to being an exotic dancer. Another example of me being kind of different, a different girl, a different girlfriend, I don't know, significant other, whatever, is porn. And the reason I say that is because, again, a lot of significant others are women, and I don't like generalizing, but women don't like it when their boyfriends or even girlfriends watch porn. And I think it's because, and I've heard this, is also because they think that their significant other is comparing them to this porn that they're seeing, or thinking that what they do sexually in their own time doesn't satisfy them enough, so they have to watch this. And, you know, maybe that's true with some males. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not a dude. But also, like, with my boyfriend, I don't care if he watches porn. Hell, I will sit next to him and watch it with him because I don't care. Like, part of me feels like if you watch porn, then there's no reason why he can't watch porn, and vice versa. And I've never really felt like he's comparing me to that. And you know, just saying, for anybody who's watching that's too young, probably shouldn't be watching this video, but you could probably learn something from certain videos. There is some porn out there that's disturbing and awful and that should never be out there, but then there's some stuff where you could actually potentially learn something. You know, just throwing that out there. But I've never had a problem with my significant other watching porn, and I don't understand why people do. Now, this one kind of does direct towards female significant others with their male significant others, and that's not wanting their boyfriend to talk to other girls. I have never understood that. The way I feel is if my boyfriend gives me a reason to feel like he shouldn't talk to other girls, like he's flirting with these girls and touching up on them, talking to me then like he talks to me, and just being a jackass basically, then sure, like, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with him talking to other girls. But he's never really given me a reason to feel that way. And until he does, I'm not gonna tell him not to, especially since most of his friends are female and most of my friends are male. And with my friends being mostly male, I can't tell him, you know, don't talk to the opposite sex. That's wrong. But I can talk to them. Like, that's not right. So, you know, and I've never had that issue. I've never understood that. Like, I don't understand, like I had a friend who, she would only let her boyfriend talk to girls that she was friends with. He couldn't talk to girls that he was friends with. Only girls that she knew, because she knew those girls wouldn't screw around with him, which is probably wrong, because one of our friends did screw around with him, you know. But, you know, I digress. She didn't let him talk to other girls. And I mean, kind of with good reason, because, you know, he did end up cheating on her. But the fact of the matter is you can't put up so much boundaries because that's just wrong. Like you wouldn't let him tell you not to talk to someone. So what makes you think you have the right to not talk to someone? Like, to tell him not to talk to someone? And again, if he gives you a reason to feel like he's, like, it's a problem and he gives you a reason, sure, okay? But if it's just because you're insecure, then that's something you need to work on. You guys need to talk about it. But I don't have a problem with my boyfriend being friends with other girls. And if he so decides not to talk to other girls, that's his own prerogative. But as long as he doesn't become a jackass and cheat on me and start talking to other girls as if they are his girlfriend too and stuff like that, then whatever. Another example for me being kind of different is food. And what I mean by that is I've watched a lot of videos of, like, girls and going on their first dates and stuff, and how girls, like, when they first meet a guy, they don't, like, girls really love food and they're not going to show how much for the first date because they don't want to scare him. Really? Fuck that. Like, fuck that. Okay. This is how I feel about that. That is stupid, because for me, I will get that double cheeseburger, I'll get them I'll get them large fries, and I'll get that large drink and a large milkshake, and whatever dessert thing that I can have. And I'm going to eat all of that in front of my date, even though we probably don't know each other very well. I'm going to eat all of that, and I might even eat some of his food too. Why? Because I love food, and I'm not going to change that about myself just because I want this person to like me. I'm not going to change the fact that I can eat a lot of food and that I like food just because I don't want to scare him, because the way I feel is I like to show people who I am from the very beginning. I like to show people who I am, because that way from the very beginning they can see what they're getting themselves into, and that way they can make the decision as to if they don't want to be part of it or if they do, and they can do it at the beginning before we grow attachments to each other and it becomes harder later. But for me, I love food, and I love the fact that my boyfriend loves food too. And when I first met him, I showed him all my crazy colors, because that's who I am. And I think part of the reason he likes me is because I'm real. I don't know. I don't. That's a question you'd have to ask him. But with food, I have never been that girl that's like, no, I'm just gonna get a crouton and like maybe a little bit of lettuce. Like I don't screw with that shit. If I want a large milkshake and a double cheeseburger, that's what I'm gonna get. And if he doesn't like it, then I don't care. And my very last example is video games. This one I don't understand. I don't. I had a friend who he used to have this girlfriend who every time he played video games, she would threaten to break up with him. Like every single time. Even if he played a video game for a couple of minutes, she would tell him, you know, I'm going to break up with you if you don't stop playing those video games. Like, I don't understand that, because look, I like attention. I do. I love my boyfriend's attention, but I don't need it all of the time. I don't like, okay, so I get it. If you guys haven't seen each other for a while, and like 5 minutes after you get there, he's like, I'm just gonna play this game. Like, yeah, sure, that's gonna upset me, okay? Because we haven't seen each other for a while. Give me at least an hour or two. If I come over and we hang out for an hour or two, we talk, we hug, we kiss, we do all those stuff, and then he decides, hey, I'm gonna play a video game. Fine. Then I'll do my own thing as long as we're in the same room. I don't understand those girls that need so much attention. That would drive me insane. Because I am an independent person, and I feel like if he gave me so much attention, not saying I don't want his attention, but I feel like if he gave me so much attention, I would lose my mind and we'd fight all the time. And I think that he feels the same way. I think that we both understand that sometimes we need alone time for ourselves. And I think we understand that, but also, as long as we're both in the same room together, like, that's what matters. Like, when he plays a video game, I'll write, or I'll watch YouTube, I'll watch a movie, I'll sleep, I'll read a book, like, and he does have those moments where he feels bad when he's playing for a long time, but for me, it's like, if I want your attention, I'm gonna grab it, I'll hug you from behind, I'll tell you, hey, heal, you should probably reload, run to the right, hey, the ghost's coming, whatever you're playing, I'll talk to you a little bit, I'll try not to distract you too much and ask too many questions, but also, I understand, I won't backseat, I'll try not to backseat video game, because I'm a gamer, too, and I hate it when people that backseat video game me, unless it's helpful. Like, again, the healing, you should heal, you should reload your gun, stuff like that. But when it's like, somebody like my sister getting mad at me for not taking her direction, then that upsets me. But, I just feel like with video games, I think they're a good way to blow off steam, and I've never understood why it's such a wrong thing for a guy to sit down and play a video game. Why some women don't like it. I mean, a lot of girls don't, a lot of people, not just girls, a lot of people don't like video games, so they don't want their significant other to play video games, which that's not how life works. That's not how it works. Your significant other isn't going to have the same opinions as you, and just because you don't like video games doesn't mean they aren't. So, it's just kind of a work and compromise kind of thing, and just kind of letting go of the control. But, of course, I do love my boyfriend's attention, and I don't want that to ever stop, but I just don't understand. I've never understood that. I personally love watching people play video games. It is so much fun to watch someone play a game. Like, it's fun to me. So yeah, those are a couple of things that just make me feel like I'm just that I'm not your typical girlfriend, that I'm not your typical girl in general. And I don't know, maybe it's not that different. Maybe it is. Most of, and it's just, to some of the women that I've spoken to about this, they've told me that it's kind of odd that I'm like that, that I would allow my boyfriend to watch porn, and that I would allow him to go to a strip club, which the word allow is like a crazy thing because I don't control what he does, I mean, if he wants to go to a strip club, fine, if that makes me mad, that's my own personal problem, and I need to figure out why it upsets me so much, but, that's just me. Maybe I'm different, maybe I'm just low-key, maybe I'm just, because I've been told that I'm a hippie without the drugs, and that I'm a gypsy, so, I try to take life as it comes, and go with the flow, and try not to let things affect me negatively, so, I don't know, maybe that's why I see things the way that I do. But personally, I'm really glad that I'm the way that I am, and that I don't have those qualms, and that I'm not your typical girl, because I don't like girls like that. I don't really get along with girls like that very often. And I have maybe 2 friends that are girls, maybe 5 girls. I know that I can count on one hand how many friends that I have that are girls. Most of my friends are guys, and it's nothing against girls. It's we're wonderful people, and we're beautiful people, and I'm trying to embrace, like, I don't know what it is about girls, and, like, maybe we have it woven in our DNA to hate each other, but I'm trying to not do that, because there's times when I look at a girl and I think, God, I hate you, and I don't know why. But, I'm trying to learn to not do that, instead of see the beautiful things about her. Unless she's a bitch to me. Then it's really hard to do that. But, girls are crazy. No matter with their mindset, no matter what they think, no matter if they're chill or super hyped up, girls are insane no matter what species you look at it. Believe me, every single female in any species is completely insane. But anyway, back to the point, those are the reasons why I think that I'm not your typical girl, why I feel like I'm different, and I might not be different, I might be, but yeah, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and go ahead and tell me the things that make you different as a girlfriend or a significant other, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night, and this is Kat signing off. Bye.